Hello, and welcome to the 62nd episode of the Veggies Abroad Podcast. I'm your host and chief veggie pusher, Rebecca Gady-Sawicki. If you're new around here, Veggies Abroad is a travel company that believes exploration should be a force for good. And for us, that starts with being plant-powered. Every trip we design is guided by compassion for people, animals, and the planet. From custom trip planning and small group adventures to our blog packed with guides, tips, and inspiration. And of course, this podcast. This show is all about shining a light on the businesses, people, and ideas that make travel better. From vegan-friendly experiences to responsible tourism practices and community empowerment. Because those are the things we need more of and the things we're supporting when we travel. As you're listening to this episode, we are wrapping up an amazing vegan tour of beautiful Costa Rica. I hope that you've been following along on Instagram. We've seen monkeys and sloths, made delicious chocolate, relaxed on the beach, and so much more. It's been such a great adventure with new and old veggie friends. There is still room on just one of our adventures this year. If that Costa Rica trip gave you a little bit of FOMO, come along with us to Thailand in November. This is such an awesome trip filled with the beauty of the country and amazing food. Seriously, some of my favorite food. It's the only trip this year that has space. Everything else is sold out. You can see all of those details over on our website. Okay, so moving on to today's episode, which is really a special one. I bet that you have never thought what it would be like if you had to travel without the use of sight, or maybe even thought that it wouldn't be possible to travel at all. Now, what if I told you it's totally possible and you could experience the destination in a way that you probably wouldn't have thought that you could with sight? Now, my guest today is not only creating unique experiences for her clients, but she is also helping to provide employment opportunities to individuals who never thought a career in travel would be possible. Lis is an Ecuadorian tourism professional deeply connected to Latin America, its people, worldview, and cultural richness. She brings extensive experience in rural development, community-based tourism, innovation, as well as destination marketing and promotion. Her career is rooted in creating inclusive, sustainable, and regenerative tourism models. As the founder of Quinti, a slow tourism operator, Lis designs authentic experiences that foster meaningful connections between travelers, communities, and territories. Her work is driven by a belief in tourism as a tool for empowerment and transformation, inspired by her deep connection to the land and her roots. Currently based in Portugal, Lis is expanding Quinti's reach into Europe, building bridges between regions and opening new opportunities for conscious, purpose-driven travel. Let's get over to my chat with Lis. Lis, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So let's jump right in. Can you share the story about Quinti and how it all got started?
Of course. First of all, I want to tell you what is the meaning of Quinti, because when we created Quinti, we want to take a different type of things, the real soul for the company. And Qui means, in Safiqui language, is a native language from Ecuador, means miro. And then Inti, it's in Quechua language, it means sun. It's like a song in the middle.
That's lovely.
We are in the Ecuador line, and we want to do like a mix, like a native language, a different language, because when we're thinking about the project, the company, and Quinti, we want to do a different things with a lot of love, intention, and this is the name and the history for the name. When with my partner Anthony create the company, we want to do a different things. We have a really big wish to make different things in Ecuador for tourists with the local communities, a different place, not a common place, and work with the communities and rural places. And this is the core from Quinti, because when we decide to create, we want to do everything different. We start in 2015, but it was hard because our first segment was Ecuadorian people. And in this time, Ecuadorian people don't like to travel around Ecuador, like travel outside to Ecuador. And we look for a lot of information, and we target our guests with, for example, Ecuadorians travel a lot outside, but when in some cases, this type of Ecuadorians want to reconnect with their roots. And we stay to show the different things in Ecuador. They are different, and this type of visitors reconnect with their roots.
That's really nice. I would think that could be really challenging to target Ecuadorians who, just like, if you're a European or if you're an American, you probably want to go and experience something else. But I love the tie-in to explore your roots and to see where you're from. That is a really great way to be able to interest someone. So there is a really unique, even more unique part of Quinti, and that is that some of your experiences are led by blind guides. What inspired you to create a travel experience like that?
This is a really personal history, because my grandfather it's a vision impaired. And when I was child, I saw every problems that he had in the professional life and the common life. And all the time I have this thing in my head. It's like I need to do something, but I don't know what or when. But everything this seed stay in my heart. And then when we're beginning with a company with Quinti, I have a small program for students to teach specific tools for the career. And we met a blind guide. And then I think this is my opportunity. I need to create something special, because actually I have some student who want to do something different. And then this is the history for we beginning in the pandemic in 2020 with this type of experience. In the first time, we only have a lot of brainstormings because we don't know what is the best way to beginning. But then in 2022, we create some specific pilots for the experience. We spend a lot of time to create these pilots within different places in forest, in the city, in hotels, in restaurants. And we learn all the time. And then when we finish the product or the experience, we try to change for a different type of topics or maybe places.
Wow, that is really interesting. I can only imagine what that process had to have been like. It had to have been really challenging, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit hard, but my grandfather inspired me a lot, because he's like a really, really unique. And when I all the time I try to do something different, all the time he say me, yeah, you can do it, you can do that, try.
That's so sweet. Did he get to see what you've created?
Yeah. He spent. Was my first client. So it's very good experience.
That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, what a really lovely full circle moment. Amazing.
Yeah. It's really nice, because I felt he loves travel. And I think he puts this seed in my hair, because I really love to discover, talk, travel, taste different things. My grandfather is like I'm like similar to my grandfather.
Oh yeah, I can see that. And so just to back up, I didn't clarify this in the beginning. You create tours, like individual experiences, multi-day trips, or everything?
We can do everything. For example, if you want only a small experience for 2-3 hours, we can do that. Or for for a full day, we can do two. Or maybe we can design an itinerary for 10, 15, 20 days, because we love to create a tailor-made things, really different, we want to listen a lot, our clients or friends. What do you want to do? What do you want to discover? What is your, for example, some people want or loves eat, and we need to prepare some different experience or tours, like for example for food, or not only for food, for the gardens, for liquors, for places, for mountains. Yeah, because I think every people is different, and we want to create memories in our experience and in your tours.
Yeah, absolutely. Your tours focus a lot on sensory experiences, obviously, by utilizing a guide that has a visual impairment. What does that really look like? I think for some people listening, that could be a challenging thing to visualize, that someone who can't see what they're telling you about is guiding you.
Yeah, but for example, for us, we in Quinti create different type of memories, experience, and tours. But we have this line, a specific line for sensory experience, and work directly with some blind guides and national guides. We combine both. The idea for this one is you can stop a little bit, slow travel, and try the place with your senses, not only with your eyes. And we work like, for example, with different places, different environments, smells, textures. And then we have another specific line for inclusion, specific for blind people and specific for people with reduced mobility. This is because it's the same core, is the same line, but in this case we need a lot of more care with the details. With details, because it's more immersive, we take a little bit more time to for the logistic. Because in Latin America, specific in Ecuador, our cities and our country is prepared for wheelchairs or for blind people. And for the reason we need to do a lot of workshops with our partners, with restaurant, hotels, guides, to understand what is the best way to show the country to this specific target.
Yeah, wow. I can only imagine the amount of work that goes into preparing for that. What are some of the activities that guests can experience or would experience without the use of sight?
Actually, we have almost 30 different type of sensory experience.
That's
only
a
sensory
ton.
experience. Yeah. But the most typical, we have a like a farm to table experience. You spend a time in a natural place close to the mountains or close to the volcanoes, and then you take directly your food, but with the guides and with the chef, and then you can to do a different type of food or Ecuadorian or local food in this place, and discover the taste, the history, and discover the history for the place too. This is the people likes a lot this one. And another is dinners and lunch. We design with different type of restaurants, a different type of menus, like 3, 4, 5, or until 8 courses.
Oh, wow.
It's like this is a menu like travel in Ecuador only with the food. It's really interesting because we combine this type of experience with some music, live music, or maybe with dance, or maybe with some instruments like whistles. It's interesting too, because this type of experience is really easy to join with another experience and another things. Also, we work a lot with the markets, with the local markets and the fruit markets and herb markets, because for us it's really important to show the wisdom for the local people. For example, for if you have sore pain in your stomach or you have a headache, the women's there knows the specific plant that you can help you. This is another thing, is really special. The another is we work a lot with heritage and patrimonial places like churches, like museums. We combine this type of history and wisdom, patrimonial things. We combine with a specific different type of line or way. But another thing, we work with artisans, for example, for with singers and with painters too, in the specific or their houses. Show the house and maybe make a small workshop in the house and practice and talk about with the artisans or with the artists there.
That's really cool. What an interesting opportunity to experience something that you cannot see. I'm trying to think about this in my head, and it's really hard to think about doing something and not seeing it.
I think in some case the visitors look for the real connection, or maybe miss the real connection with the local people. In some case, the people only travel for the picture, but forget the local people, talk with the local people, try to spend a time to talk with the local people, with the older people, because they have a lot of knowledge. And for us, it's important to, or try to put in the another place to the people, and then not only see the surface, because for us it's important to you feel the place, you feel the energy, you feel the sounds, you take your time to know the people, you talk with the people, or maybe learn a different thing for the country and for the place. When you use the senses, not only your eyes but your other senses, you are more open to discover a different things and take a different memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Do people realize that their experience before they book it is going to be with a blind guide, or that they'll have an opportunity to experience something not using their sight?
Yeah, this experience is really relaxed. We explain, for example, our guides explain what is the course for the experience. And if for example, if you don't want to cover your eyes, it's okay, you can do that. But it's really important. I think the role for the guide is really important, because they explain everything with details, and then the group or the visitors feel more comfortable with the guide, and it's open for this experience. Because in some cases, for example, some people take a little bit nervous when for example, I say, yeah, I need to cover your eyes. The people is like, why? but I think it's important to work in two things. First of all, you need to trust in the another person, because it's difficult. And the another, you need to feel like a child, because you need to trust in the another one. And this is a good exercise, because when happen that, the people know we need for the others all the time. We are not only in the world, we are not only person in the world. And when we work a lot in this type of line, we try to worry more in the collective things, because I think we miss a lot. We are in collective, in the families, in the neighbor, in the country, but I don't know why, but the humans thinks we are alone. But no, all the time we need someone. Another thing is, maybe the people thinks, no, it's good to show you your weakness. I don't know why, But all the time the society told us, yeah, you are strong, you are strong, you are all the time are strong, but no, it's all the time. I have some spaces of our life we don't feel good, we need someone, we need to take a rest, but the society all the time told us like you are all the time strong, and if you don't feel like that, you need to do or you must to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And what have a client shared with you after doing an experience like this?
It is really for me it's like a gift, because first of all the people is in the first step is like okay, I'm not sure, but I trust I can to do. And then I have one couple from Germany in these weeks, and they told us they don't imagine can discover a place only with their hands and with their nose, for example. For us, it's really like impossible to discover the place without eyes. But now we can show you it's possible, and then it's possible actually no more tools to help people with some disability too, and create this line for empathy too. And it's really different. The people, yeah, have experience, have a different type of trip, but take a different, or I think a unique thing. It's a good memory, but not only the memory with do you remember only. It's a memory when you feel the memory. It is different.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a different kind of memory.
Yeah.
That is really interesting to be able to use your sense of smell or your sense of hearing to remember something instead of just what you saw. Very, very unique.
And we have another couple tried our experience. They crying because when we saw our guide, our blind guide in her history and talk more about, they feel. I think she told me, Gabriela is her name. She told me, really, in this moment, I feel so grateful with all my life, with all the things, because we don't know that. We don't know we have experience with a blind guy because the visitors don't know. But when finished the experience, our guide explained for example, the history, the profession, the names, and everything, these details, and the people feel like a little bit in shock because they don't know that. Only in the when finished the experience, the people knows this is the wow effect. It is in the finish. We put this part in the finish for the experience, because for us, for example, I think, and I tried talk first of all with the clients about the blind guides. I don't feel more comfortable in the first part, and for the reason we change. We don't know, we don't say that, and only in the finish, in the end for the experience, they know all the history, all the history for our guide, and why we do this type of experience.
Hey there, fantastic listeners. Let's hit pause on this episode for a thrilling announcement, a golden ticket to Globetrot with Veggies Abroad. Veggies Abroad isn't just your go-to for vegan guides and trip planning tips. It's your passport to extraordinary small group journeys, carefully crafted by the ultimate veggie pusher and your favorite podcast host, me, Rebecca Gady-Sawicki. I've spent countless hours researching the best vegan hotels, food, and experiences, and now I'm bringing those experiences directly to you. Join me and my newfound veggie pals on escapades to exotic and exciting destinations around the world, whether it's trekking through the Thai jungle to witness elephants in their natural habitat or exploring Iceland's famous ring road. Our adventures are nothing short of spectacular, and guess what? Those aren't the only exciting trips awaiting you. So what are you waiting for? Cruise on over to veggiesabroad.com pronto. well, how about after this episode is over, to explore our dazzling lineup of tours and secure your spot today. Yeah, the power of perspective is huge, because I don't think you don't understand the gift that you have with your sense of sight, smell, hearing until you don't have it any longer. And that could be really, really powerful. I definitely understand why she cried. I can't imagine not to be able to see you right now. And wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I think, really, I feel when we do this type of experience, we put a small seed in the society. Maybe we can't to change the things on the world or in my country or in my city, but I think the smallest seeds put in this type of experience or people maybe change a little thing, the days, the perspective, the emotions, or maybe only the feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a challenge to find guides with visual impairments that actually want to work in tourism?
Yeah, a little bit, because for our case, for example, we need to speak English. We look for a blind guy to speak English. We have a lot of we have a lot of people, but only speak Spanish. And in this case, we use a guide to help, but no, it's the same thing.
Yes.
But I think actually we have a team only for the sensory experience. It's only blind guides, is the tour guide, is the logistic, is the communication department. Only for the sensory experience, we almost are 10 in the company. Yeah,
That's
because
amazing.
it's for me, it's really special when we start with the sensory experience. I felt was hard, and in some cases I think to give up in some part of the company, because was really hard. But actually, I feel my team is really important. For example, when I ask something to the guides or for the team, all the time they have the best attitude, the best words, and have this type of I don't know how do you say, it's like the attitude is a really special attitude. It's, yeah, we can do that, everything is good, and we can do everything, no problem, we can solve everything.
That's amazing. I, right now, even with the ability to see, feel like I can't do everything that you might ask of me. Now I have a new perspective for sure. Wow, that is incredible. Is there special tourism training that the guides need to go through before they lead tours?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for example, we need to first of all create the topic or the theme, and then we need to do inspection in the place, because the guys needs to know the place for move or for discover the smell, the things, because we co-create the experience with the guys. And then we need to teach the people or the partners, for example, for restaurants or for churches or for hotels, and we take a lot of time to training the place for the experience, training our guys, training the tour guide, training the logistic people. Yeah, all the time we training the people, and take time. Take time, but actually we have 6 years for the experience. We are growing a lot in this type of workshops or trainings, and now I know it is easy free, because, for example, actually our guides teach for the another guys, the new guides, and it's like the knowledge is passed.
Yeah, wow. I can only imagine the amount of training and effort that has to go into creating something like that. Wow. And so the ability to lead these tours for the guides with visual impairments, how has this impacted, their lives and I don't know, maybe even their own confidence to be able to do something like this?
This is really special because our guides actually are professionals, but in different areas, not in tourism. For example, we have one is like a language professor.
Wow.
Then, yeah, the another is a singer, and yeah, it's a different line, but they are really grateful because it's hard to look for look for opportunities, job opportunities in Ecuador, because we have a really big trouble with this type of disabilities in the country, and I think in Latin America, and it's hard. For example, I know they are really, really professional in the areas, but no, it's easy to find a job. It is really difficult to find a job. And when we beginning with experience, all the time she told us, thank you so much, because this is a good opportunity for us for show or art or show or knowledge for the world. Because when we are alone or we are alone in the society, we don't know what is the first way or the best way to do something. And we are really happy. I'm really glad with try to do a small things different in the society. No, it's easy. It was hard, but when actually we saw the results 6 years ago, it's like wow. This is a. But I think nothing in the life is it's easy. When have some when you want to do a different things, the way it's hard, but if you have the focus really and you really know what do you want to do, you have a lot of troubles, but you can find all the time different alternatives for do different.
Yeah, wow, that you are 100% correct. What do you think true accessibility in tourism looks like?
Um, I feel really I am still learning about accessibility because it's a huge word. Is I think each disability it's a different word. It's a different thing. It's a different line, and I'm still learning all the time with my guys, with my friends. But I think, for example, when the society, or for example, like me, I try to think something simple. For example, is some place or food or church, it's easy to stay with a child, with some adult, with some pregnant woman, with some old people. It's a good place to beginning to start for do something for accessible things. I think when we talk with the people, we try to do that. It's like only remember, for example, we are with your child and need to uh, cross this part with your child. You feel safe, and when the people say no, okay, maybe we can change what. And when the people think like these small things, is like yeah, maybe we can change, maybe we can do some different things in the place, more easy to walk, for example, or maybe thinking your grandparents. uh, I think we really need the accessible things comes a lot for the society. Well, yeah, maybe we need the government, we need the rules, yeah, we need this type of process, but when like individuals think we can do some different, or maybe we can do something well than I know depend for the government or for some institution, we can build a accessible place, a different place, and we are this is the first step to build a inclusion things or accessible things.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. There's so much to accessibility. It's not just what works for someone who is visually impaired. It's for someone who has a hearing impairment, someone who has wheelchair access, someone who is autistic. All of these things take different levels of care and causes us to pause and think, okay, how could we do this better for somebody else? It's not easy, for sure, but important. Everyone, I think, deserves the ability to experience the world and do something outside of their norm.
Yeah, but I think too, it's really important the attitude.
Yes.
Because, for example, we don't know, or you don't have the tools, you don't have the money, you don't have the correct people. But if you can find a good attitude, I think you have a lot of doors open you in for your eyes. But it's hard. No, it's easy. It really is. It's hard. You need
Yeah, absolutely.
you need to trust in your things because no, it's easy. But I think the difference for every project is the attitude, and you can look for. Maybe you need to take your time to relax, or maybe think more about the strategy. But you need to don't give up for your wishes, your dreams, your projects.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think the biggest challenge for making places more accessible is it comes down to governments and a government's role in requiring certain things for people who are blind or people who need wheelchair access?
I don't think, maybe yeah, the government and the rules help a lot, helps, but I think the root for the problem is the empathy, because we don't work in the empathy in the society. We have, for example, we maybe we can take the best government of the or of country, but when the people don't think about the empathy, don't think in the another ones, don't think to help, don't think the yeah the these small things, it's hard. It's really hard. No, it's easy. But for example, in Ecuador, we have a really specific and special rules for inclusion and for disabilities. But nobody knows. Nobody do nothing. We have the best rules there, but no, it's enough because the people don't know or don't want or don't care. But no, it's the rules. I think it's more like works together, works in community, in collective. Is the first question that when we talk, the people forget we are in a community. We are with another people, and all the time I don't know why things are alone. But no, we work in collective. We are part for a society, and when we have a different, for example, different propose or different things and work together, the work is it's really easier than you are alone. For example, Quinti. Actually, I'm not in Ecuador. I'm in Portugal, and all my team is in Ecuador. And I can't do that for the long distance, but because we trust, we work with a spectacular team, And for the reason we want to do, because we trust in the project. All my team trusts in the project. No, it's easy, they know that, but all the time have the best attitude to help and create a different things and different solutions too.
Yeah, empathy is so important for everything that we do in this world, and we need more of it, 100%. Your work not only supports people with visual impairments, but also local communities, and you have won some awards recently for these efforts. Can you share a little bit more about those? And congratulations as well. You won, I'll share with the listeners, you won an award for a gender equality champion from ITB Berlin, and then a regenerative initiative from Lanzarote, correct?
Yeah. We are part for this type of initiatives in regenerative tourism, because I feel, for example, my grandmother and grandfather inspire me a lot with the small things. And I think only we try to put in the experience my memories when I was child. I think this is the this is the core, and we work a lot with this type of things. For example, my grandfathers grow up in the rural places, and for the reason I think I really love the nature. And this is the core for us. When we spend time in the territory, we really know what happened with the society. We really know what happened with the children in the rural places, what happened with the communication, with the food. And for us, it's really important to spend time in the rural places and the communities. And actually, we work with small communities, really small communities. For example, in Esmeraldas, it's in the north to Ecuador. In Cuenca, it's in the south. In Imbabura, it's in the north for Quito. This is a small communities like us. And the important thing here, these communities are the result for the collective process. And I think Quinti is the result of that too. Because we don't work alone. We work with a lot of people, with a lot of communities, with a lot of guides, and we are like a network to local actors. And I think in this case I'm the face for Quinti, but maybe 3 years more in the future there are another people here. Talk more about Quinti, because for us it's really important to work in collective, work with the people, with the territory, with the wisdom, with our identity, because in Quinti for us it's really important to show the Ecuadorian identity. We are really, really richness in identity, in the knowledge, in the food, in the gastronomy, in the histories, in the colors, in the animals, in everything. And we only want to show for the world these special things have Ecuador and Latin America. And when we feel, for example, with these communities, we feel part of them because we are part for these minorities in the world too.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes back to creating a community. You are a community with your company, and then how it impacts the places that you go is important. It's all connected. Nothing operates in a vacuum. As we wrap up, what is something you wish more people understood about blindness or other disabilities that travel has the power to change?
For me, this is really important to understand. The people and the visitors and the society in general, we need to know we are part for collectives. And when we work like that, it's more easy, feel more empathy, and try to do different actions to help or maybe improve the small things close around us. In some cases, the people thinks everything is guaranteed, like the eyes, the nose, the hands, but you don't know what happened tomorrow. And for us, it's really important to take your time and think, and you feel really grateful. What do you think and have today, and then enjoy for the simple things. Really enjoy for the simple things, because I don't know in which part the people miss the simple things. And like, for example, enjoy the sun, enjoy the birds, enjoy the flowers. It's really simple, but it's really grateful to feel around this type of things. And for example, if you have some special or some small animals in your garden have a small pain, you try to do something, you try to help. It's the same with your friend, or with your father, or with your mother. I don't know. Only I need we need, like society, to reconnect with our collective things, with the family, with the simple things. And then when we have this information again in our heart and in our core, it's more easy to look for different things and enjoy the different matters to the life and the things and the experience.
Yes, absolutely. I think once we realize that everything is connected and we have the power to do something good or do something bad on the flip side, that it comes with it great responsibility and is really impactful. This has been a wonderful conversation, Liz. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much, Rebecca. It was a pleasure. It was a really pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a review. If you'd also like to learn more about upcoming Veggies Abroad tours or get additional travel help, visit veggiesabroad.com and also join our newsletter. It's the best way to stay up to date with loads of new content, like where to find gorgeous vegan hotels, what to eat in cities around the world, trip planning tips, and so much more. Well, that's all I've got for now. Until next time.